Stop that! Jack, what's wrong?
She said I said a silly question.
And what was that?
Where's God?
That's silly because God is everywhere.
I don't think that's a silly question at all. In fact, it's rather hard to answer. Perhaps I should tell you a story. What is it?
This story began long ago when my two friends Margaret, Florence, and I worked as apprentices at a hat-making shop. We were each very good milliners, but Margaret was the best of us all. We lived a happy life at first. By day, we made fancy hats, and at night, we dressed up and went out dancing. We each dreamed of the men we would meet at the dance, who would marry us and take us away from our dull jobs. Margaret wanted to marry a rich banker who would fall madly in love with her and take her off to his home in the country, where they would raise 10 children and be very happy. Florence wanted to marry an ambassador with whom she would travel the world. I didn't care who I married, as long as he had plenty of service to do the sweeping and dusting, so that I could spend my time writing a great novel. But alas, for many years it seemed that no one wanted to marry any of us at all. And then, Florence announced that she was going to go to India to become a missionary. I decided to move to the country to help my little sister with her new baby. Yes, your big brother, children. And Margaret fell in love. He wasn't a rich man, he was a poor shoemaker. But Margaret loved her new husband very much. They lived in the back room of a little shop above the street. Margaret and her husband were a little old by now, but they still prayed that God would send them a baby. And in his wisdom, they did. They had 3 children. The 2 eldest were often sickly, and the family used up all their savings and doctor's bills, but still, they were happy. And then, one hot summer, a fever came. Margaret's 2 eldest children and her tired husband all died in one day, and she was left alone with her little son and no money. What could she do? She put out a new sign and tried to earn her living making hats. It was hard work at first, but she did very good work and was always honest. And soon, whenever she looked out the window, she could recognize everyone in the neighborhood by their hats, which she had either made or mended. As her little son grew older, he began to be a help to her. Dressed in a little blue jacket, he would run with the hats to their new owners and bring the money safely home again. With his aid and Margaret's skill, she soon attracted more and wealthier customers and began saving money aside, planning to send her son to a good school where he could learn all he needed to make his fortune. And then, through the will of the God who knows all, her little boy was hit by a trolley car, suffered from his injuries for a week, and died. Margaret fell into despair. She buried her son in the yard of the church and never went there again. What she really could not understand is why she still had to live.
Oh, too, and quickly. There, I knew you'd be shocked. It's the only thing I trained myself for. Margaret, God chose you to live. He must have a reason for it. What, I have no hope of happiness. Then do not live for happiness. Margaret lived for God. That is easy for you. That is easy for you, maybe, but I'm not a missionary. How am I to live for God? Christ teaches us. Do you have a testament? Go and buy one and read it. Everything is explained there. Books for sale, books for sale, all manner of books for sale, books for sale, books for sale, all manner of books for sale. Do you have a Bible? Books for sale, all manner of books for sale.
At first, Margaret planned to read just a chapter on Sundays, but the words began to so cheer her soul that she would read every evening, sometimes so late into the night that all the oil in her lamp would burn away, and still she could not put the book down, but would fill the lamp up again and read on. The more she read, the more she understood what God wanted of her and how one should live for God, and her heart grew easier and easier. On earlier days when she went to bed, she would always sigh and cry and think about her little boy, but now she only would say, "Glory to thee, Lord, thy will be done," and fall asleep. Her whole life began to be quite changed.
And unto him that smiteth thee on one cheek, offer also the other. And him that taketh away thy shirt, bid not to take thy coat also. Give to every man that asketh of thee, and of him that taketh away thy goods, ask them not again. And as ye would that others should do to you, do ye also likewise.
To give gladly and not even to try to take back what is stolen, this is a new way of thinking. Help me, Lord.
Margaret read on in Luke about the house that had a foundation and that which did not, and then on into the 7th chapter about the centurion, the widow's son, the question John sent his disciples to ask, and finally came to the place where the rich Pharisee had the Lord to dine with him, and how the woman who was a sinner washed his feet with her tears, and he forgave her.
And he turned to the woman and said unto Simon, Seest thou this woman? I entered into thine house. Thou gavest me no water for my feet, but she hast washed my feet with tears, and wiped them with the hairs of her head. Thou gavest me no kiss, but this woman, since the time I came in, hath not ceased to kiss my feet. My head with oil thou didst not anoint, but this woman hath anointed my feet with ointment.
That house built on the rock or the sand? I always thought it was on the rock. The Pharisees must have thought so too. I only care on my warm tea, a cozy bed, and silver fire. But do I care for my guest? And who is my guest? The Pharisees' guest was the Lord himself. If Christ were to come up to me, would I have acted the same way? I do not.
Margaret!
Who is you?
Margaret! Oh, Margaret! Look out tomorrow on the street. I will be there.
Was that you, Lord? Let out. Why did you Was it a dream? Did the Lord really speak to me? Perhaps it's foolish of me to think that. But such things have happened, and it would be so good to see him just once. No one I don't know. I just must be getting a bit crazy in the old age to think that the Lord was. I imagine that the Lord was coming to see me. Stefani, come in and warm yourself. It's such a cold day to be out there alone.
Blessings of Adonai be on you.
Sit down and have a cup of tea.
I beg your pardon. Were you expecting a guest?
Oh no! Or rather, yes, you make me a fool. But do you know the Christ?
I had heard, but I must tell you. I am a Jew. I suppose you allow me to leave now.
Why do you say that? Christ himself was a Jew too. I must tell you what I hold. You may think whether I am a fool.
And Margaret told him all about the voice she had heard in the night, and about the Christ she was expecting, a man who, on earth, always went to see the simple people and loved and healed them, who chose his friends and students from among the hard-working fishermen, and who, even though he was the Son of God, stooped himself to clean their dirty feet.
And that is why I think you may come to our street. The same street where you shoveled snow. It's small and not important. Would you like some more tea?
No, thank you. Did you know before today, I hated the name of your Christ? It was men who claimed to follow him who killed my people, took our homes, and gave us no choice but to leave Russia. Now, though meeting you, I am not so sure. The tea was very good. I thank you. gives a job to someone else.
Excuse me, I was wondering if you would like to come in and work with us. It's such a cold day.
Well, if you're sure.
Your dinner smells very good. Are you going to eat soon?
Albert, that's not polite.
But I'm hungry. It is dinner time, isn't it? Let me get things ready. I have plenty.
I am sorry. I gave him everything he had to eat yesterday, and I'm so hungry. I got a letter from my cousin saying she could get me a good factory job after my husband died, but I didn't want to leave the country, and I hung about hoping I'd find work until all my money was used up and we had to come. But it's been a longer way than I thought since we ran out of money for the trolleys and it tired him.
Don't you have any more clothes?
I wish I did. I had to pawn my mother's shawl for trolley fare yesterday. It was the only thing I had worth anything, but they didn't give me much.
Here, see if this fits your boy. Mine doesn't need it anymore.
Jesus himself must have said to me and to you, my little boy would have frozen. It's gotten so cold since we left the country. He must have led you to look through that window and help me.
I believe she did.
Thank you. Thank you.
The city must be like ladies like you, Rita. Heel, when you're 7, go back and redeem your shawl.
I can.
You need something to wear for the rest of the winter? Go on.
This way, Albert.
Help!
Don't you dare steal from me!
Bob, did you lock
Margaret told her the parable of a king who forgave a debtor the great debt he owed him, and how the debtor went and began to choke a man who owed him a small amount.
We must forgive or God will not forgive us.
I suppose you're right, but in the meantime, what are we to do? All of these children are wild.
Then we, who are older, must teach them.
That's just what I say. I said it myself. I suppose I'd ask God to take their supper.
I suppose it all must have been a dream. After all, she did not come. Whoa! Who is you?
Margaret, dear Margaret, did you not recognize me today? Me? It is I. And this is I. And this is I. For I was hungry, and you gave me something to eat. I was thirsty, and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger, and you took me in. Inasmuch as you have done it unto the least of these my children, you have done it unto me.